Hello, this is Senor Bowen. I'd like to take a look at the midpoint formula and what it is and how we might come across it. Let's get started. So, let's say that we have 2 points on the Cartesian coordinate plane. In fact, what we'll do is we'll just flip this over to a Cartesian coordinate plane. Alright, let's start with the point 2, 3, and call that P at 2, 3. And let's take a look at another point. Let's say 10, 6. 10, 6, and we'll call that Q. We want to find the midpoint between P and Q. The point such that PQ, or well, let's first define this point. It's somewhere around here, right? Somewhere in between those two. Let's call it R. We want to find the point such that PR, the distance from P to R, is equivalent to RQ. All right. How are we going to do that? Well, we have a lovely formula that helps us figure this out. It says that we're defining these points with an x and a y coordinate. So if we take the x coordinates, 2 and 10, 2 plus 10 divided by 2, well, that's 12 divided by 2, which is 6. All right, this is our x coordinate. And our y coordinate, which would be 6 plus 3 divided by 2, which would be 9 divided by 2. Well, that would be 4.5. That should be 9 divided by 2, which is 4.5, meaning that the midpoint should be 6, 4.5. And if we take a look at where I applied this, well, if we come over here on our x-axis, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, around there, 4.5-ish. Maybe if I define this point up here a little better and reevaluated my line, yeah, definitely 4.5. Good. All right. So what is this formula? How did I use it? How did we come across it? Well, you're finding the average distance between P and Q divided by 2. So, in a more general sense, this could be written as x sub 1, the first x coordinate, plus x sub 2, the second x coordinate, divided by 2. This is a point, so comma, y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. And there you have it, a formula for how to find a midpoint on a line. That's all well and good. But let's take a look at a problem and see where we can go from here. The following problem states as such. The midpoint of, and this is going to be a new definitions for these points. The midpoint of PQ, segment PQ, is M. And M is defined as -3, -2. All right. One of the other points, P, is known as -5, 4. Find Q. All right, so we're trying to find the coordinate point for Q. Question mark, question mark, or, well, some x, some y. How are we going to do this? Let's take a look at what we actually have here. We have a segment. The segment is PQ, and the midpoint is M. All right, the midpoint of PQ is M. It's this point here. And they tell us that M is this, and that P is this. Am I with me so far? let's take a look at that formula we just defined where we said that x sub 1 plus x sub 2 divided by 2 is equal to the x coordinate for this here. It's equal to, well, not this. It's equal to our midpoint coordinate, m, for x. So let's call this m sub 1. Or let's call it m sub x. Okay? Now, our other point, our other coordinate for this is the y value, y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. Let's say that's equal to m sub y. Okay? What do we have? Well, we have a coordinate p, and we know what p is. It's negative 5. And we're going to add that to x sub 2. What would x sub 2 be? Well, it would be the coordinate for q here. We don't know what that is. It's a question mark at the moment. Divided by 2 stays the same. And that is equal to m sub x, the midpoint, the x value for the midpoint. We do actually know what that is. That's negative 3. It gives us it right up here. Okay? With this, can we solve for x sub 2? Can we solve for this value right here? Oh, we sure can. Let's multiply both sides by 2. This cancels with this. This becomes negative 6. We have negative 5 plus x sub 2 is equal to negative 6. Let's add 5 to both sides. All right, that cancels away. Negative 6 plus 5, x sub 2 is equal to negative 1. Hey, we found the x value for q. It should be negative 1. Let's find the y value. Journey with me over here. All right, you're going to have to trust me on this. So the y value for p was 4. So 4 plus our unknown y sub 2 divided by 2 is equal to our m value, which was negative 2. Okay. We're going to solve this the same way. Multiply both sides by 2. You'll get 4 plus y sub 2 is equal to negative 4. Subtract 4 from both sides. Y sub 2 is equal to negative 8. Now, let's see if this makes sense. Come back over here to our Cartesian coordinate plane. Let's plot some of these points. Let's see. First point we have is negative 5 comma 4. Well, that's right around here. Second point we have is our m, which is our midpoint, negative 3 comma negative 2. Well, that's around here. And I'm telling you, that's p, that's m. I'm telling you that the spot where the midpoint between them is negative 1, negative 8, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, negative 8. So this is our point Q. Well, does that look about right to you? Well, let's see. If we draw a line, well, a nice line goes through all of them very nicely. If you wanted to, you could actually verify this, and I'm going to leave this as an exercise for you. But in order to verify this, if you were to tell me what the distance between P and M is using the distance formula, this distance here, call it D sub 1. Well, D sub 1 should be equal to D sub 2, the distance between M and Q. So if you use the distance formula and find this distance here, and you use the distance formula and find this distance here, those should be the same. D sub 1 should be equal to D sub 2, or P M, segment PM, should be congruent to segment MQ. Comment below. Work that out. Let me know. You'll have to go back in the video, find out what all the points are, but it's good exercise. All right, this is Senor Bowen signing off. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.